Okay, so you're here, so you're probably just like me. You just try to update your Samyang Rokinon or Rokinon lens. Mid-update, lens disconnects. When you try to connect again, it won't connect. When you put the lens on your camera, it's not functioning normal. So now you're wondering if you have a $500 to $1,500 paperweight now. I'm here to tell you, you do not. You just have to know what to do to get it working again. Sorry, let's get into that.
First things first, make sure you're running the latest version of the lens manager. So right now it's 2.72. It might be something else in the future, but just check the Samyang website and download the latest version of the lens manager and install it. Once you've done that, you also need to download. I think it's always better to download the firmware file for the lens that you're trying to update. And for this fix, you have to download the firmware file because the program isn't even recognizing that your lens is connected. Therefore, you can't do the auto update. So you have to download the firmware file. So you're going to try to connect your lens like normal. It won't connect, but you're going to wait for that message saying lens not connected. Once it pops up, click OK and immediately go to the firmware update tab in the lens manager. Load the firmware update file. So load lens firmware file and hit OK once it tells you that it's been read, and then click update. So even though your lens isn't showing the green light saying that it's connected, we're basically calling the hardware bluff, right? So it seems as though somehow it actually is connected. It's just the program isn't communicating properly. So it may not work the first few times. It may not work the first 10 times, but it eventually does work. So I had this happen with 3 of the 4 lenses I tried to update tonight, and I have been able to successfully update all of them. I've tested them. They're all working as they should. So it's really just like a patience game. So the 50 was the first one that I fixed. That one was instant. So the first time it didn't connect, I loaded the firmware file, I hit update, boom, it was good to go. But the other 2, it took a few tries, but eventually it worked. This time it shouldn't disconnect when you're updating because it doesn't even think it's connected in the first place. And once it's done, you're just to make sure that it updated correctly, you just go ahead and click connect, and it should connect no problem. And that's it.
This video goes hand in hand with my other video. Both of them together cover the 2 only issues I've run into with Samyang Rokinon lenses when updated with the lens dock. With the lens dock. I would imagine any other camera manufacturer that has issues with firmware updates, lens manufacturer that has issues with firmware updates, these solutions might actually work for them too. All right.